All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully audio's coming through. Hopefully the camera's coming through. Hopefully everything's good there. Hopefully I'm not too blown out. It looks good on my end, and then you look over to the YouTube and all the compression that happens. So hopefully we're having some somewhat decent quality tonight. Yes, hello. Welcome to another Well-Don Tanks live stream. Hopefully we can have another great night tonight, have a fun discussion. I don't want to say I have a rant planned. It's not a rant. I have the innermost thoughts of Well-Don Tanks that we're going to get into tonight. That can be a very scary place. It could also be a very enticing place. We're going to see how this goes tonight. But as always, I am very appreciative of everyone showing up. I always want to thank you for your support, for the channel, for the shop, for everything we're doing here. Things are moving forward at a rapid pace, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having I got a tickle going on. Yeah, been another very busy weekend. Unfortunately, we had it's like the good and bad, right? Some big snowstorms came through Utah finally, and it shut down a lot of our expected, I think, sales we were planning on. But Friday night, I got to hang out at the shop with Lewis, and he allowed me to kind of be a fly in the wall with the camera. And I really think we got some awesome footage that I still need to edit together of what it takes to run a retail fish store. But then I also think it's going to show you what sets the waterfront apart. But that's not what it's seriously. I always got to start the stream kind of rambling, kind of get things going. People are coming in, saying hello. So things have been good. Definitely things have been good. I know Because Your Fish is here hanging out. Crown Tail Halfman is in here. We got Luce himself. Because Your Fish Catch Train's here. He's had an amazing spawn of his laser cories. That's awesome. As always, we have Sharon here. Thanks so much for being here. Unknowing Media Production. Hello. We got Deborah Lewis coming in. Justin Mosley, we need to link up when this weather passes so we can work out a deal so I can send you a bunch of shrimp. Yeah, let's talk about it. I would definitely like to make some connections there and see what we can do there. I mean, we're always looking for ways to support local breeders, other breeders, out-of-state breeders, different shops. You'd be surprised, actually. Lewis threw out a number actually to a customer of how many different sources we buy through, and it was amazing. Like once you kind of sit down and you're like, wait a second, like that like it adds up quick. So I think we have diversified ourselves very well. But we got here Timbo's Tanks coming in. Hello, good sir. Let's see. Super Reds are growing like crazy. Yeah, my Super Reds are growing. My Pleco spawns have been doing very well. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I recommend you do so. I'm trying to post there daily, and a lot of it's the behind this. I don't want to say behind the scenes. It's just like I think I just put up a quick video of we had our first albino bristlenose spawn in the fish room. You know, I put up a video of that. I show off some things every kind of now and then, and it's fun for me to show things on Instagram. So I made a rule for myself of every night when I go down to the fish room, I have to carry my phone with me. And then I have to at least post one thing to Instagram. Some nights I get, like 10 things, and I kind of make a progression of posts. So that's my new rule to myself is for my Instagram followers, I have to carry my phone in the fish room with me, and we go from there. Jacob Kelly's joining us. Carling Bemis. I'm lurking and driving home from getting my holy grail fish. Well, three things. One, thank you for being here. 2, drive safe. And 3, it is interesting you talk about holy grail fish because let me tell you, let me tell you, the 90-gallon behind us has gone through some changes. Yes, we can obviously say that. We've definitely done some renditions of different fish in there. The Dovai are amazing, and I'm kind of attached to these Dovai now. I really am, because I really want to grow said Dovai out. I really want to breed said Dovai. So the Dovai are temporarily moving back to the shop. We're not going to get rid of them. I think we're going to set up a tank for them. But you talk about holy grail fish. Oh my gosh. Lewis. Holy Grail fish, pinnacle fish, honestly, a fish that I never thought I would see in person. Never thought I would see in person is landing at the shop tomorrow. And he's given me the opportunity to work with a group of them until we can find a pair. Oh, it's going to be tomorrow's going to be a good day. So we got to do some tank prep tonight. So Carlene Bemis, I truly hope you're having fun getting your Holy Grail fish. Hope it goes well for you. And good luck with that. It's a lot of fun when you find that fish that you've been looking for so long there. The other Tiffany finally made a live chat. I did too. No, I thank you so much for being here. It's awesome. It's fun to see everybody coming in. I really do appreciate your support. I know anyone catching the replay, thank you. It's awesome to see we get our numbers, our good group here, always in the live stream. And then on the replay, we get the views coming in, the comments come through, and I thank you for that, because I know that my time I stream isn't always convenient to everybody else. And I honestly, maybe I'm breaking cardinal rules that I shouldn't be breaking, but I see too many content creators that are afraid to start something because they're afraid they're going to step on somebody else's toes. My honest opinion, there's always a replay, right? Being in a live stream is definitely fun. I've been in them. I've chatted to them. I've had a good time in them, but there's always a replay. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I just have to say, I always appreciate the replay watches and the support that come in. I really do appreciate it. The weather is this now passing through northern Kentucky. I want to see how much snow we end up with. Yeah, it's supposedly going to be a lot. I've been seeing these storms roll through on things there. Let's see here. Is Peter doing okay? He seems to have fallen off the face of the earth. Been trying to set up my store with him for months, but just keep running into issues, sadly. That's unfortunate that, yeah, to be honest with you, I think that I still have some things listed on the Our Fish Collective website, and it's not a bad site by any means. I still will support it, but I'm not going to. I've chosen to not be associated with it. Now that we're now that I'm owner of Waterfront and still Well-Don Tanks, I decided that was one thing I just took a step back from. So he's okay. I've seen him recently. I've talked to him recently. I just know that I think I talked about this last stream too. Some personal life things come up, and when that happens, you make a list of your priorities, and you have to see what has to go to the back burner. So unfortunately, I will say that I know that YouTube forum has kind of gone to the back burner. Keep trying. I'm sorry running into issues with that. I wish there's more I could do to help. Unfortunately, there's not. And not to sideswipe business or anything. But if you want to reach out to me of potentially shipping us something, if you're looking to ship something like Shrimpy said to the shop, I'm sure we can work something out. But he's alive. I just gotta give him some time. And I took my week break the other week, and you know what? It was nice to step away and just mellow out. But yeah, he's alive. I can definitely say he's alive. Sorry. Okay. This message is my wife there. I apologize here. All right. Let's see. Well-Don tanks. Aren't they very huge, and are people going to be able to have tanks for them? You must be talking about the Dovai. So, Kevin, the Dovai, yeah, Dovai grow to be a very big fish. I mean, 12 inches, 18 inches, right? They're going to be a big monster fish. Yes, I do believe that there are people out there that'll have tanks this size for them. I don't think it's going to be a fish that we're going to spawn as regularly as, say, as like rams, mouth brooders, crebensis, angelfish, live bears, all that kind of a thing. But it's definitely something too, though, of now that we're shipping and our shipping game is getting better, there are people, I mean, I've shipped in fish that I can't find locally. So I do believe that there are enough people out there that we will be able to successfully and properly give these fish homes. How do I say this? We have connections. I can't. There are certain things business-wise I can't say fully. I will say this: we have proper outlets available to us. I'll say that much. So, but yeah, I don't. But yeah, they're a big fish though. Definitely are a big fish. Dimbo's Tanks listening in as I get my DIY baby brine shrimp hatchery set up. Well, good luck with that. Brine shrimp's a magical food. Justin, is it Plasma? I think his last name is. He brought some more CPDs in for us, some peppercorns in, and we had that conversation in the shop briefly. That once he started feeding baby brine, like these fish grew rapidly. It's a great food source. Absolutely great food source there. All right. Have you seen the coop fish room tour of the guy who keeps dove? Yes. So I have seen that one, and this guy was awesome. He had like 500-gallon, 600-gallon tanks or something, built like a part of his house around the tanks themselves, and he was like the top doveye breed or something, like absolutely phenomenal. So we definitely want to play with them and potentially like the next fish room, depending on space of that. But I don't think it's gonna be like we're not going to be setting up no 500 tanks or any kind of thing there, right? But it's definitely something we want to play with. Am I getting weak internet? Hopefully it is. Okay, I apologize if my signal just crashed. Man, we definitely need to. Yes, next house internet game is going to be strong. I'm tired of this one here. Carrie, good to see you here, Carrie. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. But okay, 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, almost 12 minutes in. Look at us go. All right, guys. So tonight's stream, I have a topic in mind here. Obviously, as you can tell from the thumbnail, from the title, it's nothing. Before we go down that road, though, I have to say, Lav Snells just joined the chat. If you have not checked out her latest YouTube video, highly recommend you do so. Getting over one's fears and conquering that fear is an incredible feat for anybody that decides to make content and honestly get in front of the camera and share information that you're afraid that no one else is going to like or no one else is going to accept or no one's going to watch. Like, I get the fear of that. So if you have not, and it's not saying, and anybody who doesn't want to make videos, there's something wrong with that either, right? We definitely need viewers. But if you've not checked out Lav Snells, please go check out that video. Subscribe to her. Very well done. Very, very well done. Very informative. Great B-roll. And the setting of like the chair and the tanks behind her, that's a mother of Snell's photo right there. So very well done, Lav. I'm glad that you jumped out of your comfort zone and tried something new. And I really do think you're going to reap the rewards. That was definitely well done there. Medul's coming in. Good to see you. Skibidi skeep. All right. Yeah, so I've been so Kevin, you're talking about the Essentia bottles. I actually have all the parts to make one of those, and I'm hoping here. So after this, I work the rest of the week. Then after the Saturday, I have like 2 weeks off of work. Plan on doing some projects. Plan on doing some videos. And there's definitely a few things that like I've been sitting on for a while. I definitely want to start digging into. So I think it's going to be, yeah, I want to try one of those too there. Trevor's showing up. It's been fun in Texas. I've got some family down in Louisiana, and it was crazy to hear him talk about like they're setting up generators to actually try and keep some of their fruit trees alive. So these storms are absolutely insane. Carrie, thank you so much, Carrie. $4.99 super chat. Carrie, thank you. That's very, very great, generous of you. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. That really, guys, that means a lot to me. It means a lot that you would even just show up to be here, but I appreciate it. I promise you it will be reinvested back into the channel, back into the hobby. We're doing things, and I thank you. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Absolutely there. Yeah, Sharon, I saw Lav's last video is amazing. Very, very well done. I definitely need to get some things going there. Pun intended, Trent. Did I miss something? No, Kevin, we upgraded our internet here, but unfortunately we found out too, though, that when our builders, they messed with like the wiring for our internet. So the only place we could actively get a signal was down like in the utility room by the fish room. So I'm all the way upstairs. The router is all the way downstairs. They gave us faster internet, but it's just not as stable up here. We're looking. I've looked into boosters to try and boost the signal to up here, but it's frustrating too because I want to produce a quality stream. So we've talked to like the next fish room when we move, that we really want to try and land in an area that has really good fiber connections so we can upgrade everything we're doing here, especially as we're trying to take this like business level and different things there, right? So hopefully we got some good things going. Okay, let's kind of get going here now. We're 15 minutes in. There's my signals back up. I've never seen that before. But so extreme accountability. Now, this topic came up over the weekend. I won't go into detail of how it started, why the thumbnail is what it is. I'll kind of let you piece it together how you want to, right? I was not offended by this. It was actually it was interesting. It's interesting to hear third-party ideas, like third-party opinions on what they think of what I do, but then it gives me insight of what can I do better? How can I be better? What better information can I offer better, kind of a thing, right? So it's definitely a hot topic, and it could be a delicate topic. So end goal tonight, not to offend anybody. End goal tonight is not to call anybody out. The end goal tonight is actually to have a good conversation about this and have a little bit of fun, right? There's probably some bad jokes in there. I mean, it's me. Let's be honest here. But it's interesting to see, like I said, what people's opinions are of me. Now, with that, I do want to get into things like, why did I start YouTube? Why do I share what information I share? What's my intention? And by any means, Q&A, we back up, we live. Man, my internet sucks tonight. Would not surprise me if the storms are killing me. I promise I'm still here. I think I'm still frozen on YouTube. All right. Man, this is frustrating me. Man, we may have to go build ourselves a little like a live stream station down in the basement to keep doing this. This is nuts. Very frustrating that we're having these kind of these issues. So I know it's on my end. It's my internet. I honestly, doing a live stream pulls a lot of bandwidth, and being as far as we are, anyways, okay. Let's continue, and thank you for all sticking with me on these bad quality streams. That's embarrassing. Like, it's so frustrating that we actually upgraded our internet. No, it's, if the stream starts lagging like crazy, it's me. Trust me, it's me. I'm pulling a lot of bandwidth up here on this. Okay. Needs to eat more fiber. Yeah, I do need to eat more fiber. That's definitely true. So let's kind of start with, why did I start YouTube? Now, if you go back to, well, even if you watch, I don't know, last Friday's video, you can definitely see that we got you, Trent. We're here with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you go back to even last Friday's video, right? And I talked about our new discus pair. We're going to say in the fish room, it's a male, it's a female. They're not proven together. It's a proven egg-laying female. She's laid eggs before with no male. So we have a good potential of egg, breeding discus, right? We're trying to do it in tap water. But as you can tell though, I share my experiences, but here's the honest truth. I've never successfully bred discus. I've kept discus one time before. That's when we had the blue diamonds. We were growing them out. We gave them to Guppy Guru, who's now they're actually back at the shop. So like full circle, I actually kind of have those discus back in my possession in a way. But I shared that information and I didn't really get into like intricate detail of, this is how we're going to breed them. This is how I'm going to hatch the eggs. A lot of it's like, okay, here's what I know. We talked about, I tested my water. I had roughly, I think, 8.0 pH. One test says 7.8. One test says 8.2. You take, the median of it, it's 8.0. So 8.0 pH. Then we can eat things like, my water is very hard. I'm very calcium rich. I did temperature. I'm keeping the fish between 84 and 86 degrees, right? We have some set basics where I would consider we can call some things of what I said fact. We can call other things what I said opinion. One of the things I'm going to say is, well, I guess we can really argue that everything is opinion based, because even if we say discus need hot water, right? They need to be 82 to 86 degrees to truly thrive. You may have somebody else that says, nah, I think they can do all right at 75. Now, the answer is, I go get dressed. Sorry. My daughter's getting a bath out there and she wanted to come say hi. So if you see a naked baby running across the screen, I'm sorry. You want to come say hi? Okay, come say hi. Then you need to go see mommy. Okay, come say hi.
Hi.
You talking to everybody?
Ice.
No ice. That's daddy's drink. Okay.
This one?
You need to go get drinks. Yeah, okay, here. Take this. Okay. Go find mom. Okay, go find mom. Get baby, come on. You gonna get it? Go find mom. Some interruptions are absolutely just worth the time, right? It's I don't think I can ever get mad that my daughter wants to come say hi. Okay, so what were we say? So, yes, we can say that, and we've actually talked to customers about this, where you put discus in cooler water. Are they going to live? Sure. Are they going to eventually die? Probably. So now we kind of get into that range of, is it a fact or is it opinion? A comment came through of, why do I have some sides of the tank painted white? Now, a lot of this too is it's other information that I've learned from other breeders. When I picked up the blue diamond discus, a gentleman I picked him up from has bred a lot of discus, bred a lot of discus in hard water, bred a lot of discus in Utah. His fish room was the hottest fish room I'd ever been in. And honestly, he had all of his tanks painted white. And when I asked him, his answer was based around when the fry, if you let the parents tend to the fry, tend to the eggs, they hatch, then they feed off the slime coat of the parents. The fry have an easier time finding the parents based on the parents will be darker against the white background versus if you had something like a black background, right? Where the parents may blend into that. Baby fish are still developing. So now that was my reply to said comment. Now that's what worked for this breeder. I took that information, I applied it to my new discus, right? We definitely did that. So why did I start YouTube? I started YouTube because I wanted to show people that at any skill level, you can keep successful aquariums. Honestly, when I started my YouTube channel, I had actually recently just set up my first 75-gallon tank. Was my biggest tank. I had 175 before that. It was my first tank with a sump. It was my first tank using like a fluval light. It was my first tank with live plants. It was my first tank keeping really a decent community tank. It was my first time experimenting with things. Then we went through a massive rendition of the bedroom I started in, right? And started packing tanks into, where I was putting in, 4 10-gallon tanks to line breed guppies. I set up more 10-gallon tanks, and I set up a snail breeding tank. Then we set up a 40-gallon breeder and got a Fahaka puffer and found a 40-gallon breeder with cichlid sand grows plants extremely well. So it's these learning experiences that I was having that I wanted to share with others to say, you can do this too. Because if you noticed in like all the DIY videos we've done on this channel, probably the latest one and probably the most, I would say, in-depth one we did, or the intricate build it to grow the trays on a 20-gallon tank, pump water running into them. It's all these things. Testing. Jeez. I'm going to go break my internet. This is frustrating me. I should have last week's thumbnail for this week. That loading thumbnail, I was cheesing myself, having so many technical issues. Man, this is bad. Okay, I think we're back. But anyways, but as I was having success, you start sharing experiences, right? Like what's the YouTube platform for? Entertainment, people doing stupid stuff, and educational. If we want to break that down to there's people doing stupid stuff all the time. Entertainment factor. I try and be entertaining. I watch. Okay, I watched the professional Call of Duty League today because that's entertaining to me to watch people that have built a career playing Call of Duty. They're doing something I could never do, but I find it entertaining. I find it interesting to watch. I've watched fish videos because I find them entertaining. I've watched Peter McKinnon because I find a lot of his content entertaining, but I also find him educational. Why did I start watching Aquarium Co-op? Because I found them very educational. Why did I start watching Primetime Aquatics? Found them very educational. Why don't I watch other channels? I want to be cautious throwing all these names out. There's reasons I don't watch other channels because one, some of their personalities drive me insane. Just absolutely drive me nuts. Two, I find them very what's the word? You do repetitive. They do the same thing over and over and over. Literally, I'll see them on YouTube and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I guarantee you this is a 10-minute video. Okay, the first 2 minutes of this, the middle 7 minutes of this, the last 2 minutes are this, and I'm spot on. So it's just like, right? I'm not learning anything from you. There's other people that I used to watch and no longer really watch because it was so educational that I was just trying to get as much information as I possibly could. Then it turned into, it's the same thing again. You've literally built the same thing again. And now you flip that to me, right? We're still a small channel, and like some comments I leave on there, most I take off. You guys will see a lot of this, like a lot of the comments I do leave on there that are, man, this kid sniffs a lot. That sniffing, it's so annoying. You'll see I'm usually make a smart ass comment back. And recently I made a comment back to a guy. He commented back laughing at me and said, I still enjoy your videos, which was kind of a oops moment for me because I do need to be careful with my smart ass mouth. But I appreciated that he was honest, and I appreciated that he still came back and mocked me for trying to mock him back, and so I was good with it. But it's I get, now that we're growing, you would be shocked, and I've talked about this, I've mentioned this, I've said this. You would be shocked at how many comments I get. Cocaine's a rough drug. Cocaine's a nasty drug. Look at his eyes. How much pot did he smoke before doing this? This kid has to be on drugs. Drugs are bad. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that he's, I have allergies. I work long hours. My eyes go red for whatever reason. I don't even know. Like, we had a customer in the store the other day. I was there. Me and Lewis were there the night before till like 2 a.m. We both got a couple hours sleep. We came back in. It was the end of the day. And my right eye, for whatever reason, just will go bloodshot. And even the customer's like, oh my gosh, like, did you burst a blood vessel? And I was also like, oh, is it my right eye? Yeah, that's my demon eye. So I get it, right? Because there's people that watch me and I know that I drive them absolutely crazy. I know there's people that watch me and like, oh, like I was so good. Then you hear the like, oh no, I'm out. Like I get it because I annoy myself sometimes. Try being the creator. Well, okay, hang on here. When I'm editing videos, I annoy myself some nights like, oh my gosh, I've had to edit out 30 different sniffs. Like, come on, Trent, why can't you just stop sniffing for a minute? So I get it. I get that there's people that don't like my personality. There's people that don't like my energy. There's people that don't like my style of videos. And I'm trying to create better quality content, but I also I get it too, though, because the argument on YouTube is if you have good audio, which I really hope we have tonight, because obviously my video quality sucks with my internet. you have good audio, more people will stay around to watch because they can hear what you're saying. Video isn't always, the absolute necessity of, let's say, a video. But now as I'm watching, though, of like, you watch somebody like Peter McKinnon, who is an absolute professional in this. It's people love his B-roll sequences. If you haven't watched a Peter McKinnon coffee B-roll sequence, it's awesome. It is so entertaining to where it just sucks you in. Like, wait a second. I just watched a dude make coffee in 3 minutes, but I feel like I just watched one of the best movie features of my life. But then you watch like Aquarium Co-op. Jimmy's got some amazing B-roll. That dude gets some incredible B-roll. So as I'm taking a little bit of this, I'm trying to mash it myself. At the end of the day, I've filmed videos where it's like, oh man, that was like spot on, right? That's going to be so spot on to Peter McKinnon style, like Jimmy style. But then I get to editing and I'm like, like it's missing something. It's missing me. And I don't like that. But that's fine, right? So that I've learned to accept that about myself on YouTube is I'm going to sniff, I'm going to twitch, I'm going to have red eyes. No, I'm not on drugs, but sure, I am as I'll get out passionate about what I do. Now we move into, I'm finding my own style. I'm creating my own videos. I get my own energy, right? I still had to learn these things from somewhere, and it's fun trying new techniques. For example, when I was filming Lewis Friday night, I started trying new things. At one point, I had my phone recording, a GoPro recording, and my main camera in my hand, which I'm live streaming with right now. And I started just like running around, placing the cameras different places, and eventually Lewis kind of got into a groove and just let me be. But there was one particular like moment that I got a shot of him, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was awesome. And what made it fun, I think what really made it fun is Lewis put on some music in the shop over a speaker we have in the shop. And he's like, wait, can I do this? Right? Because he's like, I don't want to demonetize anything. But no. Like, I can edit all that audio out, put my own, safe music in. And he's like, well, do we need is this like a vlog? I'm like, no, I want to show you. So I think what helped is that he got in a groove of what he normally does, put on his music, his taste, his like, and I just let myself mellow into, I'm in Lewis's world. Like, we're in the fish world. We're in the shop. It's 1 a.m. He's FaceTiming a customer. Like, how cool is this? So it turned into such a fun filming night. And that one shot, it was like 5 seconds. It was like that 5 seconds was one of the best 5 seconds of my career. That, I'm still young in this, right? But it was that 5 seconds of, I found myself. Like, that's what I want to be. Now we break that down to, okay, my opinion of myself is this. People's opinions about me is this. We're going to meet in the middle. I'm going to do what I like to do. And if people don't like it, guess what? There's a thumbs down button. If you love it, there's a thumbs up button. If you really like it, there's a comment section. If you want to see some more of that, there's a comment section. If you want to argue with me and tell me I'm an idiot, there's a comment section. That's what the comment section's there for. When the Zis filters came out, the Zis bubble bio filters, and that was my first like big break video, right? Where I think we're now over 10,000 views. I had a good time making it. So many negative comments rolling in, like, this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, that filter's trash and this and this and this. And I actually made a response video disproving people's comments based on my experience. Now, another word for experience is my opinion. My opinion of these filters were this. So now we're going to move into, we've talked about why I've started YouTube. Now let's kind of move into what my intentions with YouTube are. And I should probably look at chat, because I guess I got a little ranty rant, didn't I? I don't think I watch anything but fish videos. I watch a lot of fish videos. I definitely do. But sometimes I have so many other interests that I definitely watch a lot of things. And I've done a lot of searching on YouTube to like learn like that light Figured that out on YouTube. This lighting, figure this out by watching Think Media. How to work this Canon SL2 as a live stream camera and get a clean HDMI out. I found a small content creator that was using this. The Elgato USB microphone I'm using, Alpha Gaming. So it's a combination of, yeah, I had to learn from other creators to bring this together. So now it's my intention on bringing you YouTube videos. All right. I love Medulla Tool. I absolutely love Medulla. He did a lot for me. I couldn't sleep last night, like 3 a.m. I was upset because there were no live streams. I've had those moments too where it's like, man, I wish somebody would post a video. Like, come on now. I need me some entertainment. But it's Anthony's Fishy Friends. I did not say hello. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Just do you. I agree. Absolutely agree that it's hard to remember for people to just do you. That's why I plugged Lav earlier of she did her, right? She went out of her comfort zone to do her. And I ultimately think is going to have great success with that. I really do think she's going to have good success. And now that we've got her on video, I think there's a chance we can maybe do a collaboration with her. What do you think? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there, Lav. Awesome video. I still love it. As she writes, frantically searching for Peter McKinnon B-roll video. No, he has done so much fun things on B-roll, but that's also how I have to find my own style. You learn something from another content creator. I'm like, I'm going to try that. So now we apply that to, let's apply that to the fish world. Primarily breeding, okay? We all know that I have now really shifted into high gear breeding. Let's breed fish. And to be honest, it's brought a whole new sensation and passion for this hobby to me because I get so excited to go down to the fish room and be like, oh my gosh, like what bread? Like we had snowstorms moving. I'm like, I hope there's eggs. I hope there's breeding action. Then you get down there like, ugh. Still like nothing. Like, come on, Corey, you were breeding at the shop like crazy, and now you're not. Like, what changed? But now it's a new thing of like, okay, what changed? What changed? How do I get you to breed? Was it the food? Was it the lighting? Speaking of lighting, I'm onto something. I really think I'm onto something. Video will come out. It's been amazing. Anyways, moving forward. So it's adapting into this breeding thing where. How did I learn that? How did I learn these fry trays? How did I learn how to breed angelfish? How did I learn how to breed Egyptian mouth brooders? How did I learn to do this? How did I learn to breed rams? I haven't bred rams yet, but I'm definitely working on it. It was by other creators, like other people doing things, trying things, sharing information that I went, okay, I'm going to try that. Definitely going to try that. We got, is it Sean OOTD? Is it Ootid? I don't know. I'm going to say with OOTD. Thank you for being here. I have not seen your username yet, so maybe you've been lurking, but I appreciate you being here anyways. Definitely going to say I said hello. Trent's got a job. What am I missing? Trent's got a job for you. Oh, you're talking about Lav? Hidden Snow Tank. All right. But so a good example of this, there's kind of two examples that come to my mind here. One of which is the multicolor Victoria Egyptian mouth brooder. Can't wait for that feeling when I set up some 40-gallon breeders and Dean's fry system. The fry system has been phenomenal, and I apologize. I still have not gotten links on that video. I know you've been asking for them and waiting patiently. Yes, I need to get there. But all right. I brought in the Egyptian mouth brooders, the multicolor Victoria, on a basis of I think I've referenced this. I was listening to Aquarius podcast, Randy interview Corey. Okay, we now know that Randy works for Corey, but it was still an interesting Aquarium Co-op, still an interesting interview they did. In this interview, Randy was breaking down all the fish that Corey had bred for like the Greater Salt Lake Seattle Aquarium Society, something in their breeder award program. One of which he brought up was the multicolor Egyptian mouth brooder. So I'm like, I've never heard of that species before. deep dive rabbit hole down YouTube, down internet searching, like, what is this fish? Found a few reference videos, found different things, and it was absolutely awesome fit. Like, I was like, that is incredible. When I jumped on Aquabait, started searching around, I found the multicolor Victoria. Okay, brought them in, set them up in a 20-gallon tank. Everything I had read, they do well in plants. So I put some sand down, put some plants in, a little bit of Anubias, a rock over here, a rock over there, 2 sponge filters. Okay, put in some Pogostemon Salatus octopus, put in some Vallisneria, added my fish. Perfect. Never kept these before. Never even seen these before until I unboxed them, right? So now I have them and I'm hoping to breed them. Really, I found some information, but I never really truly found what I was like looking for on breeding. I knew they were a mouth brooder, but I'm like, what signs am I looking for? So I did some digging, some research of what's a holding female look like. And of course, all the things I found were the big cichlids. So now it was, I had no real experience. I had zero experience and very little information to go off on these. Where now, after I've now officially, I'm closing in on breeding 1,000 of these things. I now feel confident in saying, if you wanted to breed Egyptian mouth breeders, here's what I would recommend. Now, again, let's change recommend to here's my opinion on how to breed these fish. But I feel confident in sharing said opinion because my intention, as all my videos are, of definitely my intention of these videos, I want to be a positive influence in the hobby. We have great positive influencers out there, 100%, right? But I also think there's what do they call the shock value content creators? Like, I'm not that person. Have I done it? Sure. I think one of the most petty videos I did, but it did so well, was the whole I'm getting rid of my fish when we move the discus out, right? Like, okay, burn some bridges there, learn some lessons. I'm now trying new things, right? But it's also very difficult when you're trying to make a business out of this. It's based around you. It's based around you guys. It is 100% based around the viewer of what's going to bring in views. And unfortunately, it's negative things bring in more views than positive things. I mean, saying I'm getting rid of my fish and pulling a prank of I'm actually getting rid of discus to I just brought in the most beautiful pair of discus I've ever seen. It's interesting to see what did better on the basis of views. But it's also interesting to see what did better based around valuable information. What did better based around the receiving end of the viewers? What did people react to differently, right? Of course, when I did the whole I'm getting rid of my fish, all the comments like, oh, don't pull a prank on us. I really thought you were leaving us. So sad. Like, you're finally, back in the hobby. You're doing well. Whereas I'm bringing in these fish. Here's my setup. Here's what I'm hoping to do with them. I'm excited. I'm passionate. I want to share this with you guys. All the comments were very positive, very, yeah, you got this. That's so cool. Those are beautiful fish. Oh, well, those breed. I'd like to get some from you, because now we're building up an actual foundation. We're building up an actual community. So I did it. Now we move into. So that's my first example, right? Egyptian mouth breeders. I honestly feel I'm very confident in saying this style of tank, this setup, you will have fantastic success. Now let's switch over into. So I just saw something there. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you. I love that system, and your video is absolutely amazing. I think I've watched it like 15 times, wanting to make sure I get everything I need for this system. I have rewatched videos over 100 times looking for that intricate detail. So I get it, and thank you. I really do appreciate that. But let's see, Anthony's Fish Friends. I prefer this is what I did worked for me. So I agree with you. Now this is kind of moving into next example here. It's a good lead-in, actually. We recently brought in some angelfish. We knew that we had a couple females, a couple males. Based around, we saw a black, I would call them black marble angelfish, and a koi angelfish in the same tank, laying on the back of the tank, both spawning eggs, with what seemed to be one male tending to both females. They got eaten, right? But now we knew that we needed to separate these fish out. We potentially had some pairs. We now have a proven black marble angelfish pair, a proven koi angelfish pair, a new said angelfish pair, which the members have gotten some insight to what those are. I'm very excited for these fish. I understood the concept how to breed angelfish. I understood that angelfish like to breed on a vertical basis. What do I have floating around here? I can use a prop as. Okay, we'll try this. So in your tank, I've come to understand that angelfish, this is your, how do I do this? Sidewall, angelfish want to go on a more vertical platform where Egyptian mouth brooders, they want to be able to brush sand away, move around in said pit, have female pick up eggs, go on their way. Angelfish want to spawn on a vertical platform. I've saw it on the back of a tank. We've seen it on a breeding cone. We've now seen it on a breeding slate. I've seen it on PVC pipe. So all based around the same process of like discus, right? Discus like to spawn typically vertical. Bring the angelfish in, and I put in a cone, a spawning cone that I bought off Amazon. Like, okay, cool, right? We got a successful spawn out of the black marbles. I was so excited that like I did it. I bred angelfish, right? This is the first time this has happened for me, kind of second time actually with the shop one. And I was so excited. So like, okay, like crap. Like I've seen how to artificially hatch these eggs. I understand the process, how to do this, but I've never done this. Looked up some videos. Okay, I found Lav. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on sending out that first video. You did very well. Proud of you, if I can say that. I hope it goes well. Good luck. Thank you for being here. So everybody, please go subscribe to Lav. Wonderful person, absolutely wonderful person, and she definitely deserves our support on her new endeavors and everything else there. So, where was I at? Okay, so I understood how to potentially, breed artificially raise these angelfish. Ran out to the dollar store. I picked up, they didn't have it on once, so I picked up like $1 pitcher, ran home, and I jimmy rigged this thing where I actually inverted the breeding cone. It happened to fit perfectly into the pitcher. I ran an air line through the top of the cone, hooked an air stone to it, and now I had air rolling up around the eggs. Add a little bit of methylene blue, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, this is going to be perfect. And Trevor, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. $4.99 to keep it up. Keep it up. Absolutely will. Thank you so much, my friend. Greatly appreciate that. That's very, very generous of you, especially after you've already placed numerous orders with us to the waterfront. So thank you, my friend. I really do hope I can continue to bring you and the rest of you quality content as we move on with this. So Trevor, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And I saw Oscar sneaking in. Hello. Thanks you for being here. So got the angelfish spawn set up, and it didn't work. Well, actually, it kind of worked. I got a few to hatch. So now we've made progress, right? I got a few to hatch. So I wanted to now increase my chances. I wanted to increase my odds. So I went back to YouTube. I found some people saying this is how they prefer to do it. This is their method. This is what has worked for them. So now it was, Trevor, you're good. You're good, my friend. I got plenty of time. You're probably hurting for tank space. I got plenty of time. And I know your snowstorms down in Texas have been crazy, but we'll get there. Trevor's shipping me out some electric blue Johannes, I think they are. Some absolutely beautiful stuff. So it's all in due time. We're good. So fast forward to, I've now seen people's opinions, have you, on how they bred their angelfish and the success they had. Here's the thing. I have successfully spawned the black marbles again. I shared that on Instagram. My confidence level on angelfish has now gone up a notch, right? I've now spawned them again. Like, oh my gosh, we're onto something. I did it. Like, I got a good, healthy spawn at 2 a.m. when I got home from the shop. So now it's like, okay, I got some supplies. I pre-ordered some supplies. We had them on hand. I'm going to try this again, right? Set it up. I need to go check out. I haven't checked on it today, but as of last night, I already had more eggs hatching than I did for my previous spawn. Now, why is that? I honestly think that the pair had gotten better. I think they're learning how to mate properly, lay some good eggs, get some good spawns. But I am also now like, okay, changed up my tactics. I took out the breeding cone. I put in a gray breeding slate. I found that the angel preferred to lay better. They laid a bigger clutch on the slate versus the cone. I was able to see the eggs easier. I was able to put the slate into this new jar easier. I added some air in there. I did a little bit of methylene blue. I'm doing daily water changes as the eggs start to form. I'm doing maybe like a quarter of a water change each day, taking some methylene blue out, adding some new water in. I'm seeing good increases go up. Now, I can say that person's opinion on breeding that fish, that worked for me. I'm absolutely having great success with this. Now, in due time, I would like to make a video saying, this is how I bred angels. This is where I learned it from. This is the success I had. You may then take that video, go, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. Good example is if I can use an example, Kevin was talking about how he has watched my fry system video about 15 times, making sure he's got everything. Master Breeder Dean, that's where I got the idea from. Bentley Pasco's shown that, Dean's shown that, Jimmy's shown that, Co-op has shown that. So why did Kevin come watch my video over watching Dean's video or Corey's video or Jimmy's video, Bentley's video, figuring out how to build it, right? Like and I even said there's many variations out there. So why did he come watch mine? What about my video made Kevin go, I can do that. I can build that. For me, it was because I watched something like, I want to try that. I like how that person said it. It wasn't until Bentley sat down with Dean, went over it, that I went, I can do that. I think I can change that part out to that part, this part to this part, and make it work for me. And that's what I love. And like, I ask for your comments, your experiences, and I always encourage people to try it and adapt it to what you need. I got into a conversation with a gentleman about building a stand. He asked me my opinion. I said, here's how I did it. Now take this design and just modify it to meet your needs. It's that simple, right? But it's Kevin's watching my video. It must be something about the way I talked, the way I showed, the way I explained that made him have the courage to now say, I can try that. So somewhere, again, we can now break all this down to my opinion on why I built a fry system and how I built it was helpful to Kevin. Now, I truly hope that Kevin's going to build one, have incredible success, make lots of pleco babies and angelfish babies and whatever other fish you want to breed babies, and that he's going to breed some amazing fish, reach out to me and be like, hey, you want to make a trade? Absolutely, I want to make a trade, right? But it's also, I hope that Kevin has such a fun experience building it that he's going to then put it to use. That he's going to have more fun breeding fish. He's going to be even deeper into the hobby. He's going to be able to share that hobby with friends and family and find something that he goes, I love this. So what are my intentions with this, right? I now feel very confident that I can tell you how to breed Egyptian mouth breeders, hands down. This is how I did it. This would work for you. Okay, that's still my opinion. This is how I bred angelfish. I'm not ready to fully share my experience yet. And you can go on YouTube right now and do, ooh, Sean, I just saw the name of that fish you got right there. That is a beautiful fish, my friend. Absolutely beautiful live bear. I have considered buying those before. That's a very pretty fish. So congratulations. You got some gravid females. That's awesome. All right, we'll run back to. You can go on YouTube right now, type in how to breed angelfish and find hundreds of videos, right? So now now the argument is, Trent, isn't that an oversaturated market? Like, isn't that an oversaturated thing? And my reply is on two bases. Yes, it is. Why is that? Because there are thousands upon thousands of other people that have officially bred angelfish before me. But you know what makes it different? This is my first time doing angelfish. This is my first time enjoying angelfish. This is my experience, my first time experiencing pulling a spawn and moving it here, seeing the eggs go from fry to wiggle, like wigglers. If you had never watched eggs form, it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. To watch this little itty bitty speck all of a sudden start wiggling, like, oh, I did it, like I did it, and then they become free swimming. Now it's like, oh crap, how do I feed this thing? Oh, I lost that spawn. Okay, how do I feed this? Then you learn about golden pearls. Then you learn about brine shrimp. Then you learn about Daphnia. Then you learn about frozen foods. Then you do your own brine shrimp. And then you're like, this is amazing. That's why my video that I want to make on angelfish is going to be different. Is it going to be the most cinematic B-roll filled, like, wow? No. But is it going to be true effort into giving an honest opinion about what worked for me on breeding that specific fish? Absolutely. Like 100%. Absolutely. And that's my intention on YouTube. Is I still haven't bred rams yet. I am dying, like eating sushi every day, staring at the black rams. You better breed at your next, right? Like, but I'm still so excited because I've talked with people that have successfully bred these rams. I've met the gentleman that imported these rams first, bred them, hundreds of them. He was kind enough to spread them around to people, let other people have an experience with them. I'm so excited to try the information that I've received about this, that I'm also then willing to share said information. I mean, it's all a full 360 at some point, right? But the intention is to never lead somebody astray. I will never withhold information from how I successfully did something, because that's not right to me. What I will withhold sometimes, and let me rephrase that. I don't always share necessarily the failures. Why? Okay, I didn't make a video on my first angelfish spawn and it failed ultimately. Not because I was embarrassed, but because I was still learning. I was still definitely learning, to where then when I do make a video, it's going to be, this is not what worked for me. This is what worked for me, kind of a thing. Where if I can ever get these black rams to spawn, it will definitely be I received this information from this breeder, and in his experience, it worked for me. Now here's my experience. Now here's my opinion about this. And then it allows you to make your own opinion of, I'm going to try that tactic. I'm going to try this. I mean, we've often heard, Carrie, thank you. I just saw this come through. Carrie, thank you so much for another super sticker. $4.99. You guys, thank you. Really, thank you. It's, how do I put it? Super chats are awesome, right? Because it's more I get to do, more investments I get to make, but it's also like it's almost awkward, because how do you thank somebody for tipping you? Because I want my opinion to be valued far greater than monetarily, but it's also like, yes, like I'm $5 more closer to the new camera I want for better this. I'm $5 more closer to the new fish I want. Like, I'm honestly debating on driving back up to Washington because I know they have the angelfish that I want. So let's put it that way. So, where was I at? So, as I share my opinions, I want people to make their own opinions. Now, we've often heard people called social media influencers. What is that? Well, in my opinion, and this is honestly in my opinion, you watch somebody on social media and you're going to see a product. I'm going to use Aquarium Club as an example. Corey created after those Manakapuru angels. I'm going to say yes, because that sounds amazing, but I'm not going to lie. No, I've never heard of those. What I'm actually after is, I know that Randy has brought in, and maybe you may have like the more scientific name down. Randy, I know, has brought in many of his black angels, and that is one of my top 3 favorite angels. And I really, really, really want to get a group. And I'm not going to lie, those Philippine Blues are amazing. Also one of my favorites. So they're the red ones. I mean, if I found some of Dean's coins, would be awesome. I'm after the black ones. That's what I really want to go up there and get. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic there, right? But what's I saying? Okay, yeah, social media influencers. Corey made a sponge filter. Corey came out and said, "This is why I made it. This is what I wanted to do with it." He's influencing people to try it, right? You see, okay, perfect. iPhone versus Android. I use iPhone. I love iPhone. I've tried both. I have found the aquatic monkeys. Hello, thanks for coming in. I've just found that I prefer iPhone. My brother hated iPhone, loves Android. Where did we get those experiences? Where did we get those opinions? The opinion was, I tried Android. I did not like the interface. It was too complicated for me. He likes Android because he felt like he could actually breathe on his phone and wouldn't break it. I like iPhone because it's so simplistic to use and it interfaces with other products I like to use. I like my MacBook Pro runs Adobe Premiere really well. I think other people like PC because they do this. In the next fish room, the next studio, I really want to get a full custom built PC based around streaming so that I can invest into more options, different things. So there's some influences that have come from there. I like country music. I remember and have very fond memories of listening to country music with my brother as I was growing up. I became a teenager. I started listening to my driving, listen to my own music to me. Now, as I'm on Team Android, it's Team iPhone all the way. I think we're lagging again. Man, I just got to a good part. I think we're lagging. Get my mouse to work here. There we go. Are we lagging? Okay. Gotta take a drink. Second to that, Maria. Come on. Everybody's ganging up on me. Where's my iPhone users? But I make a video and I'm sure that I have influenced people. And I know that I know based on comments that's your Apple computer. I know that was fair. That was a good jab there, Maria. That was a good jab. There's Lewis coming in. iPhone me. All right, thank you. All right. The DIY incubator to hatch mystery snail clutches. And this would be interesting to get Lab's opinion on this. I built that based off something I saw on YouTube, and it was something I wanted to try. So I tried it, made a video of it. It did really well. That video. So YouTube actually, iPhone all the way. There you go. Carrie has officially spoken. I have spoken. Love Mandalorian. I'm sorry. This is the way. This is the way. See what I did there? That video I did is always in one of my top 3 most viewed videos of the day. That video is doing very well. Now, a comment came through, and I'm actually glad they worded it this way. They said, I followed your instructions exactly. Hopefully, I get the same results. That was an interesting comment to get because they're right? I gave instructions on what worked for me. You change that to, I gave instructions based on my opinion. They now have taken said instructions and they're going to make their own opinion about this. They may have 17 clutches that all fail. Didn't have good success with it. They may go watch Lab's video and go, oh, I'm going to do it her way. I had great success with it. Hey, don't watch that Well-Don Tanks idiot. Go watch the Queen of Snails, the mother of snails. She knows what she's talking about. Now, I recently got a comment on one of my old videos back in my old fish room of my auto water change system. The gentleman was very intrigued by it, really liked how I set it up, and it led to a good discussion of here's what worked for me, right? Here's my opinion based around this. And this is my intention of I never want to give bad information. Am I going to say some things that may not be totally accurate? Sure. And that's human nature because I'm still learning. Medul is a prime example of this. How many times have we been in a live stream? Somebody asked a question, and before I can answer it, Medul is already giving them an answer. Now, why do we ask questions? Because we want to learn something. How do you learn if you don't ask questions? So by asking a question, we're getting an answer from somebody that is their opinion based around that question. But ultimately, the goal is to give them a successful start into things, right? We want them to be, very active in this hobby. We want them to have a good time in this hobby, because number one reason, in my opinion, people leave this hobby, they had a bad and negative experience. That can be applied to many different things in life. That's one thing hard for people to first understand. We really don't have many facts more than just what works for me. That's true. That is absolutely true there, Sean, because it is breeding Egyptian mouth breeders work this way for me. I'm talking to to Justin, who actually has bred a ton of Corridoras. He's breeding CPDs. Really excited to go see his fish room. I texted him one. I'm like, hey man, our albino Corys have now spawned 3 times, and we've had 2 successful fry. What's your process in hatching Cory eggs? Gave me a huge list, big long text of here's how I do it, here's what I feed, here's how I break this down, and it was phenomenal information to get from me, because now I can apply it. Now I can see, okay, does that work for me? So if I ever share with you, which I will continually share with you, other information I've received from other breeders, I like to give things in my head, like, oh, that thing is golden. Like, that information, that needs to be locked down in a vault that's so golden, which means, I really like it. I think it's very, very intricate detail of here's what I did day 1. Here's what I did day 2. Here's what I did day 3. But now as I share this, I never want it to be, I never share it in a facetious manner. I always share it of, here's what I learned from this breeder. I'm going to share it to you. Take it for what you will. I really hope this gives you good outcome, because that's what I ultimately want from this. And I honestly think that's how would the hobby grow if we did not share information? I watched a really interesting video today. Brian Barczyk. If you've not checked him out, he's a really good guy. He's fun to watch. He does daily vlogs, which are now like daily full productions of videos with his crew. He is a massive snake breeder who's also now set up a reptile zoo. His video today was based around, there were ball pythons being sold for $63,000 per snake. Then he went from, how did we get here? How did we get to this $63,000 snake, and took it all the way back to when they were exporting wild-caught pythons from Africa to the States, and they were dying. So then they came up with the idea of, what if we capture gravid females, get the eggs, hatch them, then send them over. And it is, but the process of sharing information is, I think, how the hobby came to be. So you say he's highly controversial in the reptile community. I may be highly controversial in the fish community, right? Like, it's matter of opinion on what we're doing here. Is he highly controversial in that community? Probably. I've seen plenty of videos taglined of, Brian Barczyk is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. How do I know people aren't doing that about me? How do I know people aren't being like, Wel-Don tanks? Man, that guy's an idiot. He is crazy controversial based on what he talks about. I don't know. But that's my opinion of that video. It was interesting to see the breakdown of information. So my opinion in the fish community is, I get information, I share it with you guys. Now you can have a positive experience. Now you stay in the, I'm getting crazy over here. Now you stay in the hobby. Now you have a good time. Now you share that with somebody and they've had a good time. So it's just it grows the community in my mindset here. The other Tiffany says, I was ridiculed before when I asked about the science behind a particular topic, which is very unfortunate. Just very unfortunate, because what's this, like, water testing, right? Like, what's the science behind water testing? Now we have, I think, some facts based around this. High ammonia kills fish. That's proven. Like, you drop fish in a high ammonia tank, it's not going to go well. So what's the science? What's this science behind understanding this? Ammonia breaks down into nitrites. Nitrites break down into nitrates, which is safer for the fish. Now, when I remove water, it does this. I'm making this safer. Bacteria. Now we see there's science behind this. And I agree with you. There are some fun science topics to get into some things there. So I feel bad that you were ridiculed because that's not fair. It's not right for people to do that. And you've heard me rant and rave about Facebook groups that do that too. That one person that always gives you a thumb down. I was actually chuckling about that the other night because it's okay. This may come across bad, and I'm sorry if it does. I get a good laugh out of and enjoy in a twisted way that there is somebody that hates me so much that they have to have they obviously have notifications on for my channel because that thumbs down comes so quick. So they take the time to click into my video, helping my channel by clicking into my video, and actually helping the channel by giving it a thumbs down because now there has been some interaction with the video. When I first started this, numbers affected me. Like that thumb down, like, oh, that would like kill me, right? Where now it's, do I want this to grow positively? Absolutely. But I also, I want to do this because I enjoy this. As we talked about my intention, we talked about the goal, but it is interesting. There's always that one person that gives me a thumb down. Now, did I say something beforehand that offended them? Maybe. Do they think I'm just a wild, crazy lunatic? Probably. Do they think that I do drugs? I've seen the comments. Am I just very outspoken? Yes. But am I also trying to be passionate and true and share that and encourage people to go after their dreams? Kevin, if you want to build that fry system, let's build you a fry system. Let's have you the enjoyment with it. When I met the aquatic monkeys in Nevada, right? Like seeing the excitement on those little girls' faces when they squeeze these bags of fish so tight. When we took the Oscar to Carrie and to see that excitement of, I've been looking for this fish for so long. That was truly amazing. And that's why I'm going to keep doing what I keep doing here, is because that's what made it worth it. That was a 21-hour round trip. That was so worth it to see a group of hobbyists on both sides get the fish that they wanted. We had a gentleman just apparently drive in from Las Vegas to the shop in Utah to buy fancy goldfish because we were able to get him what he wanted. You know, to see people come into the shop and go, that is an incredible fish. And then you see Lewis interact with them. You see Peter interact with them. And to have the other day, a couple came in and went, we watch your videos. I'm not going to lie. It was like, that is so cool. Like, okay, internally, here's what I'm thinking. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you watched my videos because that's so cool that you're local. You drove here. You met, like, okay, hey, well, slow down. Thank you for watching my videos. How can I help you today? Right? But like internally, I'm like, this is amazing. So that's why I really am. That's why I'm at where I'm at. And that's where I really wanted to take this stream is, yes, everything I put on YouTube is 100% going to be based on my opinion. But the intention of my opinion is to absolutely encourage people. Go after your dreams. Try something new. Don't be afraid to experiment. Break through this hobby where people are going to be like, yeah, that's not going to work. And you get to come back and go, guess what? It worked. Like the Zist filters. Okay. We can go down opinions all night long of canister filters are the best. Sumps are the best. This is the best. This is the best sponge filter. I have opinions too about sponge filters, and they've been influenced recently by another type of sponge filter that I went, you know what? Like, okay, you're onto something. Now that I've tried this sponge filter with in this particular tank and this sponge filter in this particular tank, I'm going, yep, I like that one better. Why? Because it fit what I wanted it to do. So that's 100% the opinions I give are always to be a positive nature. There's a reason. There is an absolute reason. I have never made the video, and I want to all the time. I've never made. There's 2 videos that I am having a very difficult time actually wanting to make, and I don't think I ever will because they just don't sit right with me. Number one, pool ponds. I'm sorry. It is my opinion. I think that is a disaster waiting to happen and is one of the worst things you can possibly do in the hobby. I hate them. Absolutely hate them. Pool ponds, ridiculous to me. Then you flip that. I built a pond, right? I built the pond with liner, and people are going to be like, I hate those. But I love it. For me, I love it. I love that I was able to do that. But pool ponds, I hate them. Now, that's 100% my opinion. And there may be a viewer in this or a viewer that's going to watch this going, I have pool ponds and I've had great success with pool ponds, but you just hated on my pool pond. And that's that. Now that's where I'm going to stop is I'm not hating on your pool pond. If you have one and it's running great for you, that's awesome. Keep going, keep doing it because you found something that you enjoy. You found something that's obviously working for you. That away. I never want to take that away from you because that's your passion. Just for me, I will never set up a pool pond. Absolutely hate it. I feel like I lurk in the shadows to glean pieces of information for something I want to try that has looked as unpopular. I've done some of those too. I've actually done some of the unpopular things, but it's how else do you learn? I've had disaster. What was a disaster I had in the fish hobby? Oh, I can tell you the fish room. I will never build an air system out of 1/2-inch PVC pipe again. Never. Absolutely will never do it. Because in my experience, it has put so much back pressure on the pump that I don't get the airflow I'm looking for. I'm just too lazy to rebuild it to 1-inch PVC pipe, and it would be very costly. But unless you try it, you'll never know, right? You'll never know that. I did that whole video based around my 1-inch drain lines, why I think they would work. I'm going to tell you this. They've worked flawlessly. They have. I also, in my next fish room, it will be 2-inch drain lines. It's so much safer. Just so much safer, absolutely. Sean says, I drove to Chicago purely for shore dwellers and drove 8+ hours each way. Yeah, you do the crazy things to do what you do. And I've actually got a video coming out talking about that. Went and picked up some new fish. And it was fun. It was fun. I tried to do it in a really positive perspective. It was fun to say, like, I'm gonna do this better. You'll see. You'll see. I think it's gonna be a fun one. The girls, whenever they get to meet you guys, I want to record them before they meet Peter. See, this thing is like, you flip that, you can ask Lewis. I was so nervous and so excited to meet the aquatic monkeys, to meet Carrie, because it's also that, like, what are they going to think of me? Like, they all my interaction with them has been on social media. Are they going to meet me and go, wow, that guy is way different in person? They'd be like, wow, that was so cool to meet him in person, right? Like, I've talked about the reason why I have my framed aquarium co-op t-shirt, the value that I gained from Corey. And I know people have been very vocal about how they feel about aquarium co-op, how they feel about him, the controversy. The latest I'm seeing is he's buying Amazon products, putting his name on it. Okay, I bought a t-shirt, put my name on it, right? But it's the value that I got from that that's what taught me a positive lesson in life. When I met the aquatic monkeys, I wanted to be a positive value on them and have their opinion of me be that one of a positive nature. And when I met Carrie, I wanted her to love that flower horn more than any Oscar more than anything. I wanted so bad and was terrified that when we got the Oscar in the tank, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is amazing." And internally be like, "This is the worst Oscar I've ever seen. I can't believe this is terrible." Or fortunately, in the interaction I've had with Carrie, and she even said it, Walther's the best Oscar. Fortunately, her opinion was extremely positive of that interaction. And that's what I wanted to have. Now, the second video that I don't think I will ever make, and I know other people make them, and a lot of people like them. I even watched one the other night where I was like, this is going to be funny. This is going to be like interesting to see how this content creator takes this and runs with it. The video is the rate my tank video. I watch some of them out of like curiosity of how bad is this going to crash and burn, but I also hate those series because who am I to come to you and say your tank is terrible? Like who am I to come to you and say your tank's too small? Your tank's not planted enough. Your filtration sucks. That's not how you should do this. Who am I to do that? Like what right do I have to do that? Now the argument's going to be, well, they asked for it. They asked your opinion based around their tank. So why not give it to them? But because I never want to tear somebody down. I always want to lift somebody up. If that's breeding information, if that's tank setup, if that's plumbing size, if that's airline size, sponge filter, breeder boxes, hang in the back filters, acclimating new fish, wild caught fish versus captive bred fish. Yeah, I've got opinions on all of that. And we are going to disagree sometimes. We are 100% going to disagree because people can come to my fish room and look at it and go, you have OBs in a 20-gallon long? Yep, I do. How dare you? And I go, yep, how dare me? Like, it's a ball of fire in there right now. I had successful spawns. It's a ball of fire, but it's working. Great example, angelfish. I am breeding my angelfish in 10-gallon tanks right now. Would I love to get them in 20 highs? Absolutely. My space is 10-gallon tanks. I successfully did it. My opinion is my fish are extremely healthy, fat, well-fed, well taken care of. The water clarity is phenomenal. The water, chemistry is phenomenal. They get daily water changes. They get fed great foods. They get fed a couple times a day. The heat's right. Like, in my opinion, I'm doing everything right in making this fish come from enough to spawn. But it's also other people's opinions be like, you cannot keep angelfish in a 10-gallon tank. How dare you? You monster. Like, okay, thank you. I appreciate your time. So that's why I will never make that video, is because I'm always so terrified of I'm going to hurt somebody and kick them out of this hobby. I would hate that. I would read somebody left the hobby. I've said I can be a smart aleck on some of my comments back to people that were smart aleck to me first. That's not the best thing I want to be, but I definitely want to be a positive influence, because when I met somebody like the aquatic monkeys, that's a future generation of fish keepers that I want to see raise up in a positive light. That's something I want them to remember, where they go, I learned this from Wel-Don tanks, and it was a very positive experience for me. And I want to continue that. So even if that's based around like breeding fish, if I can teach somebody how to breed fish and it's a particular fish and they have success with it, that's awesome. If I teach somebody, here's what worked for me, it doesn't work for them, but then they figure something out that I didn't know, that they now breed fish that I can learn from that, that's phenomenal as well. That's why I like the live stream so much, is we get to actually discuss and I get to see things. And yeah, I've been ranting for 120, over an hour. I've been ranting for over an hour. I was just about to say 122 minutes. Not really how that works. Maybe that's how that works. I don't know. All right, what we got here? Laura, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in here. I want to learn more about aquaponics. I do too. Like, aquaponics is actually something I really do want to play with. Absolutely. Okay. Plants what got me into fish. See, my first attempt at live plants in a tank was an absolute disaster. It was terrible, but I learned and I tried something new, and I found people's opinions that honestly helped me succeed in plant growth. All right, everybody. Hopefully that helps everyone that watches this live stream, is watching this live stream, understand more of who Wel-Don Tanks is and what I want to do for this hobby. There will always be something that somebody's not going to agree with, and that's okay. So as we continue, and houseplants got you into fish. That's cool. That's cool too. I think I would kill a houseplant. Here's my opinion, right? I think when I walk into somebody's house and they have like 30 plants everywhere, I'm always like, that's so cool. Like, you have a shelf dedicated to your plants, which you spend hours with. Like, that's so cool. But at the same time, I'm like, I never want to do it. I just want to come over here and look at it because that's so cool, but I never want to do it. That's my opinion, right? But I think that's awesome because you have something that makes you happy. That's how this all should be. So, how do I want to say? As we continue growing this community, as I continue sharing experiences, as I can continue sharing passed down knowledge to me from other breeders, from other people, and if I then share that with you, understand that yes, that is my opinion, but also understand my intention behind it. I don't want to hide information because if helping you understand how to breed a guppy leads you to breeding sturgeon, I don't know. That's awesome because how did we get where we're at? Because people tried something. So just my intentions, I promise my intentions are good. And I say, if you disagree with me on something, don't be afraid to say it. I see individuals in the live chat on the live streams that are not afraid to disagree with me. And that leads to, I believe it can lead to healthy discussion. Now, as long as it's a healthy debate, healthy discussion, we're good, right? I never seek to argue because I don't want to offend, but it's inevitable. It absolutely is inevitable, especially being on YouTube and social media. But I really do, I always seek to uplift, absolutely seek to uplift there. What can I keep with Oscars? I have a 65-gallon tank. So again, now we can move into opinions here. So Lewis, I've been gleaning information off him, have we say, see what I did there, about Oscar fish, because I was of an opinion that like big gar could go with them. You can put things in there, but it turns into, after seeing Oscars at the shop, after listening to his experience of 10 plus years of keeping Oscars and interacting with them, it's not a lot. Not a lot would be very compatible in a 65-gallon tank, right? And a lot of it is because I did not understand that there's actually a lot of fish that Oscar will eat, will swallow. If he can still Team Android. Oh, come on. Anyway, here we go. And now you may want to look at something like potentially maybe like a green tear. You could try another Oscar. Now there's going to be arguments that a 65-gallon tank is too small for 2 Oscars. So I don't know the size of your Oscar, but we still break down to as I say, I think a green terror could work with your Oscar. I think another Oscar could work. I think maybe something like a Congo Tetra, that's opinion. That's my opinion. And I've seen customers where they have bought a fish, put it in with another fish, come back and they say that didn't work. And sometimes they say it's our fault. Okay. Could it be? We sold the fish, right? But it's also, we try and use it as teaching experiences. We have a customer, beautiful tank setup. We know what's in there. We've sold the most of his fish. And he asked, he's like, would a discus survive in my tank? And me and Louis are like, no, it wouldn't. No, nope, absolutely not. And he went, okay, I'm going to trust your information and trust your opinion. And it was a positive light. It wasn't a negative thing at all. I mean, Lewis did a very good job the other night. He got a phone call from a gentleman asking about, can this fish, he's like, I want to do this fish with these fish in this size tank. What do you think? And Lewis honestly says, like, it's going to eat them. And the guy was like, no way that fish could eat this fish. It won't fit in their mouth. And he's like, okay, I'm telling you from very polite manner, very positive. The conversation ended very well, very well. He said, no, in my experience, in my opinion, that fish will be able to eat those. So I would advise against it, but understand you still have the freedom to do what you want to do. Very, very, very well done. And I got that it started to lead into my brain. Maybe it was time to kind of do a live stream, sit down and say, this is my reasoning for doing YouTube. This is my intention of doing YouTube. And yes, in my opinion, I think I'm a great guy. Yeah, now it's getting weird. I wanted to get another Oscar, but I'm afraid of them fighting, and that's unfortunately that's a very likely outcome. Is if let's say your Oscar is 8 inches, you were able to find another close to 8-inch Oscar. There's a very good chance they could fight. Now, could you try something like a tank divider? Yeah, you could. Would it ultimately fix it? No. So again, like we're moving into opinions, right? I can show you my experiences. I can show you my experiences, what Lewis has taught me. So hopefully that helps. That's also why I try and end with that phrase or talk that phrase. Hopefully this helps somebody, because how many times I know from experience, I've watched hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of YouTube where it's like, you're not telling me what I want to know. You're not giving me that piece of information I want to know. Found this video, click, got it, right? So I want my video is not always going to be that way. My videos are not always going to be the final outcome that somebody's looking for. But if my video can be a stepping stone that gets to that final outcome, I think we're there. Carrie says, Purigen, does anyone have any negative thoughts on this product? Now, here's my opinion. I do. I think it is an overpriced product. I have I seen videos of it working? Yes. Have I seen it pull out things like tannins and other contaminants in your water? Yes. Now, it is in my opinion, I think there are cheaper ways to do so. I also think Purigen gets put into canister filters, hang in the back filters, sumps, and forgotten about. Now, when does it lose its effectiveness? And this whole, you can recharge it with bleach and then CCAM Prime. I've never tried it. I'm never going to, because I don't want to. Does it do what it says it's going to do? Yes, it does. But it also is, let's delve into why are we going to use it? Why do we need Purigen? We can now argue too of the new lighting I have in the fish room. I have a video on that. I know that's going to be a kind of a controversial topic, not in the way of I'm damaging fish health or anything like that, but it's going to be, I really think people are either going to be, that's a dumb idea, or let me think about that. Let me think about that, because that's an interesting concept you're on there. I like where you're going with this. I'm not going to change, but I'm going to think about it, right? And so it's things I definitely, as I try things and I share things, I do want it to be a positive thing. All right, we are now an hour and a half into this. We pushed to 9 o'clock, and I actually went a lot longer than I wanted to. So as we're wrapping things up, I do want to know, and you can hurry and leave your comment, and you can tell me, one, how bad quality my stream is. My gosh, we need to upgrade our internet again. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it does. Hopefully this gave you good insight as to who I am, what I want to do, and what my intentions are with information that I choose to share. I want to be positive. I want to be a positive influence, because in today's world, there is so much negative influence. And I work in a day job where I see that. I work in a day job where it is, you're either hated or you're loved. And, and it's very unfortunate of what things I've seen and things I've experienced. So fish became an outlet to meeting people that it didn't matter religion, race, color, political views. What mattered was, do you like fish? Did we just become best friends? Like that's why I do this. Is somebody stumbles across this live stream and watches this and goes, passion is contagious. Well said and great job. Thank you, Steve. Somebody reads that, somebody sees that and goes, I want to keep fishing again. I want something to make me happy. I don't know what it's going to do for them. Or they now have the courage to go join their club. The first time I walked into my club's meeting, I was terrified, right? You don't know anybody there. I'm a young guy. I'm a young fish keeper, even just in the experience I have of fish keeping. But now as I've been there and got to interact with them, it was awesome. It was amazing to see with the knowledge I was able to attain from these people. So it's, yes, A lot of passion behind this one tonight. There's a lot of rants probably went on, and I hope it came across the way I intended this to come across, because all day at work, I was so excited to come sit down and do this live stream, because I knew that this was going to be a passionate-filled live stream, and I really, really hope, and I hoped that I would convey this in a way that it even if it doesn't make total sense to you, you still go, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. So, yes. Okay. Any final questions? Any final comments? Leave them in the chat, because it is bedtime for the daughter. And let's be honest, it's getting bedtime for me. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you for showing up, the support, the watching the replays, the comments, the likes, the dislikes. I appreciate it all. I appreciate the opportunity that I get to keep doing this. And, you know, I appreciate the discussion, because, yes, I agree with you too. I've seen comments and I disagree with it, but it's the end of the day, we're all to a common ground. We are ultimately here to keep fish. And boy, like, what else do you need in life, right? Okay, that's terrible of me to say, but it's bedtime for sure. Absolutely bedtime. So thank you, everybody. We're gonna close this stream down. We've been going for a while there. I'm glad to be back. Glad I kept me busy for a while. Other Tiffany, I'm glad you are back. And it's so much fun. I don't get to meet you all in person, but I get to see names and I get to learn your insights and learn what makes you happy in this hobby. And that I want to be that voice of reasons. Everybody who's here tonight, thank you. I apologize again for the lagginess of the stream. I was rough tonight for sure, but it has been this one was definitely fun for me. So, all right, we will see you guys Friday with the new video. Haven't fully decided which one we're going to release yet. Still got to edit a few out, but either way, I think I have some videos lined up that I've truly enjoyed making. And tomorrow, I'm going to say this: the waterfront is going to make history again, and I'm so excited to be part of it. I'm so excited I get to share it with all of you in due time. So, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for your support, and this was a good one. So I was trying to think of a way to say, like, in my opinion, keep your tanks well done. Anyways, guys, there you have it. There's the inside look of Well-Don tanks and my craziness. Love you all. Keep your tanks well done, and we'll see you guys Friday with another video. Have a good night, everybody.